Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Next Gen, the most powerful detailing products ever made. And by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977.
A quality and professional brake job consists much more of just slapping pads on. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. Now, when professionals do a brake job, they do a lot of little things that make the difference, and one of them is lube the caliper slides. And you can do this right out in the driveway. It's simple to do. But let's take a look at two types of calipers. Well, they're moving calipers because they move. I'll show you that in a minute. But the first one here, this is actually a floating caliper, and it floats on pins. And the other one is called a sliding caliper, and it actually slides on those support keys. Now, of course, Motorhead Garage, we're going to show you how they actually work. So if you look right here, you come down, this is actually a floating caliper, and it floats back and forth on these pins. So what happens is when the pad hits the rotor, the whole caliper actually moves. It's a moving caliper, and then the outboard pad will actually contact the rotor. On the sliding one, well, the same thing here. It's got to move back and forth. So these slides are going to push the whole caliper back. There it goes. So it slides back, and then when it hits it, it moves forward. But it's important to keep them clean. Now, why is that? Well, you can see right here. This is called a square cut seal, and the square cut seal's in the piston, and when it moves, it distorts a little bit, and that's the only thing pulling those pads away from those rotors. And here it is right here. This is a cutaway. This is so cool. So you can see this little seal right here. Just think about that for a minute. That just distorting that much pulls those pads away from that rotor. Man, it's important to keep brakes clean when you're doing a brake job.
Exactly. You don't want to have buildup on any of those parts. No dust, no grime or grease or rust or anything. You got to make sure that it's clean.
And you guys got a product to do that.
We do. Our brake cleaner, you know, it's got a real high solvency, so it's going to cut through any of that grease and grime that builds up on there. And we've got a nice high pressure can, so you're going to get some pressure. Be careful while you're spraying it. And then it dries and gets out of the way real quick, so you can apply that lube.
There you go. You demo it for us. I got a pin out right here. Go ahead and let it rip, man. Give me a blast. There you go. That's fine. Look at that. And then wipe it here and clean it, and things like brand new. You may want to take it to a wire wheel, but make sure it's clean. Now go to the AMSOIL website. Check out their brake cleaner and all their products.
Our paintedautoparts.com Motorhead of the Week, Todd Summer out of Denver, North Carolina. Todd's dad worked for International Harvester when Todd was just a kid, so naturally that's where his love of international vehicles began. Now he's currently restoring a 1950 panel truck. That was a barn find. Todd has a Travelall as well, and his pride and joy is a 1980 Scout diesel that's super hard to find, and Todd bought it back in 1986 with a blown engine for only $500. Now it's the talk of the town wherever he takes it. In fact, the vehicle won Best in Show at the Southern Scouts Nationals just this year. Look, you don't have to be a collector to be our Motorhead of the Week. You just have to love cars or trucks or motorcycles, boats, planes, whatever, as long as it goes. Just go to motorheadgarage.tv. Tell us your story. Tell us why you or someone you know should be Motorhead of the Week. Thanks for joining us here at Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Come on back next week because we're going to do it again. We'll see you then.